Hey gang, I want to offer some real quick tips on how to update the Endorphins Ghost pedal. They have their new firmware that just came out like a week or so ago. It's firmware 2.0. It's the first significant one in a while. I've updated before on this unit. It's a little tricky, so let me just go over it real quick. So Endorphins tells you to hold the preset button when you power up your unit and only have an input cable, a guitar 1/4-inch input cable in the mono left volume input jack. Have nothing else, have nothing in the expression, don't have output jacks, nothing. Just a 1/4-inch cable in the first mono left input. Hold the preset jack when you power up. That puts it into firmware mode. Okay, that's the first big thing. The second big thing, and this is a little tricky if you've tried to do it before, I remember the first time I did it, I had to do several tries. I didn't get it right the first time. I think it took 7 or 8 times because I'm a knucklehead. So I don't want you to go through that. So they tell you you don't even have to download their firmware if you don't want to because it's an audio file. So you send audio from your computer into that left mono input jack when you're in firmware mode. And that takes 1 minute and 44 seconds. It beeps at the end and it will then the unit will reboot, you'll see lights flashing, boom. But one of the key things you need to know is they say, put your computer output at 0 or just below 0. Okay, that may be true for most units, but not all. For instance, for me, I had to I'm sending the audio from my headphone jack of my RME Fireface 802 into here directly. But I had to turn it down quite a bit to find the right level. The first 6 times I was obviously diming it out. And if you give it too much level, it doesn't work. So these meters right here for the routing, so you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You want to get, so it's literally in that order from top to bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 from the bottom, 5 and 6 is at the very top on the right. What you want to do is you want to have this 6th one just blinking. That's how it worked for me. You want to get them all solid except for the last one on top in the second row, and that should be just blinking, mostly on, but blinking every once in a while. That's a really good level, and that's what worked for me. I bet you can try it a few times. Once you're in firmware mode, you can do this several times, as I found out, until you get it right. So let me make sure you understand. So 1, 2, 3 from the top, and then from the bottom, 4, 5, 6. Make that 6th one just be blinking slightly on and off, but mostly on. But that way you're sure that it's not dimed, because otherwise I just saw all 6 on and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm good. No, you just want it so it's just below dimed. That is super key. Then you feed it the signal. It goes for 1 minute and 44 seconds, and it's like white noise basically. And then it beeps at the end. And then, but here's another key so you know when it's working, is these meters. The middle meter, the 5th preset, will let you know that you're in firmware mode. If it's working properly, they start from the bottom left to the right, going up in rows. They will start filling. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. When it reaches the 9th, which is really the 3rd preset, but the 9th mode on top, that's when you know it's worked. It's gone through the whole system, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You're done. The system will reboot, and you will be positive that you have your Ghost pedal firmware updated. So There are some cool features they've added. They've fixed some bugs and whatever. And I think this is the second firmware I've updated. I might have missed one. I know I did the initial one that was a couple of months right after it came out, but I hadn't updated it for a while, so I'm glad I did. I hope that helps. That's just a quick way to know you're doing this right. You don't need anything else. You can download the audio files from their website and do it on your own, but they actually have a file on the Ghost Pedal page that you can click on, and that will play on your computer and send it to here as well, so you don't even have to download it. Okay? Hope that's helpful. If you got this pedal, you know it's super duper cool and it's awesome, and cheers to the Endorphins team for continuing to provide support. All right, go rock.